Hi, I'm Kyla, and I'm going to do a short tutorial on how to walk through our GIS hub that has recovery data following Hurricane Helene. So there's two different links that you can use to navigate to the page. The first is the full URL, just seen here, and then the second is a bit.ly that we made. So it's bit.ly/NC Helene data, and that should take you to the same website, and it's just a little bit of a shorter link. So whichever you prefer to use will bring you to this home page here. We have some different tabs at the top, but if you scroll down to the recovery dashboard and click this image, it will take you to this tab here. And then once it loads up, you can explore the data page. So there will be a pop-up that comes right on the left here, and you could read through to remember how to navigate if you forget and don't want to refer to this video. So you could see the data legend pops up on the side here. The map itself is in the middle, and you can click and drag the map to move it around so you could view different parts of it. You scroll out or scroll in on your mouse to change the view. And then there's some tools on the side here. So if you pop this stack of squares, you could see all the layers. So you can see right now we have the emergency data turned on. And then you can also change the base map. Right now we have a light gray canvas, but if you wanted to see imagery or topography, you could change the view. And I'll talk a little bit more about that later. There's also a search bar. So if you wanted to put in an address and see what data looks like in your community or around your address, you could put that in there. But I'm going to show you how to walk through to look at a single county. So if you navigate to this top bar here and click down and select a county of interest, I'm going to pick Buncombe County. The map automatically zooms in and clips the data to Buncombe County. So now we're just looking at data for that one county, and we can zoom in here. And I'll go through some of the emergency data that we have. So this blue here represents the area that we estimated as flooded after Helene. And then some of these icons you can see fell within the floodplain. So this green here is a restaurant. And if you select that green circle, it pops up and we can see that it was Summit Coffee, and the address is provided, the typical hours, etc. And there's also the category and subcategory. And then this here represents a school. So if we click on that school icon, we could see it was French Broad River Academy, and that pops up with the street address and information that it was an elementary or secondary school. So that's one way to use this feature. We also have grocery stores, fire stations, and some other community points of interest that you could see on the legend here, or again, clicking into the layers. So we have this group of emergency data, and that has its own drop down. And these layers can be turned on and off. So if you didn't want to see that flood bound anymore, you just click this eye icon here and the flood boundary goes away. You can also change the base map. And so if you wanted to look at imagery, you could see the body of water going here, and then turn on the flood boundary data to see how the water level changed from normal. So that's one feature that you can do. In addition to emergency data, we also have some other layers. And so if we wanted to turn off some of these community areas, businesses, roads, and look at some well information, you could drop it down and you see that we have private well estimates by block. And this will just take a second to load. And now you can see on the legend here, we have the number of wells within each block area. And if I zoom out there, I'm just going to turn off this power outage data. So now all we're looking at is the flood boundary and where we see wells. So areas of interest for distributing disinfection kits and other testing resources will be in blocks that appear dark blue, meaning they have a high number of wells and then also are within this floodplain here. So you could zoom out and look all around the county to see what that looks like. And so that's the use of the well information. And then we can turn back on community data. And now if you wanted to compare this with information from other counties, I'm just going to change the canvas back to light gray so it's easier to see. So I just had selected Buncombe, but if you wanted to do a side-by-side comparison of 2 counties or 3 counties or select all the counties, that's all possible using this navigation guide here. And so you could click like a few neighboring counties. So for some of the health districts that have multiple counties you're representing, you can look at all 3 counties at once. So that's the features. I hope this is helpful, and please reach out if you have questions.